We're always talking about how we need to prepare for an SHTF scenario. Well, this is it. This is real. Hi, this is Everyday Prepper and welcome to the channel. And if you're here for the first time, my name's Steve. I make videos about prepping in the UK. And if you're interested in that kind of stuff, then please subscribe and check out my other videos all about prepping in the UK. As I've said in a number of previous videos, it's important to have the basics squared away so that you're prepared for pretty much every eventuality, because you just don't know. There's no point in preparing for one specific scenario because you don't know where the next SHTF is going to come from. You don't know where it's going to come from. You don't know what it's going to be. And it could completely come out of the blue. It doesn't necessarily have to be a national event. And we're seeing a lot of regional events where people are profoundly affected, and being prepped with all the basics, I imagine would make their lives easier and able to manage disruption a lot easier. And what I'm talking about today is the disease outbreak in Devon. Now, we've had a number of water issues. As I said, I think on a couple of previous videos, we've had water in Kent being turned off literally for thousands of people for quite a long time, literally more than a week, maybe even a couple of weeks, possibly longer. I think the Isle of Sheppey as well had some severe problems with their water where it was shut off. This is slightly different. Their tap water has not been shut off as such. They're allowing it to come through, but it's a boil water notice. So all residents are being told, and this is thousands of residents, are being told to boil their water before drinking. Now that will go for washing too, because the parasite involved is something called Cryptosporidium, and I've had a little look into this just to see, how bad this is. And it can kill, but it can also cause, disease in the patient for quite a long time, and can certainly hospitalise. It can give you extreme diarrhea and vomiting, very, very nasty. You wouldn't be able to work. So it's certainly not something that you want to be infected with. Now, they've been told, all these residents, and as I said, there's thousands of them, they've been told to boil their water. There are water collection points where they can go and pick up some water. And apparently they're handing out 6 litres per, I'm assuming per person, it can't be per family, because the absolute minimum that you would need for drinking and washing is 1 gallon per person. That's the kind of expected norm. There's queues of over a mile. Now, if that was happening to me, I would definitely say that is an SHTF scenario. It might be regional, it might be temporary, but the water company, South West Water, have given no indication, and they've been pressed on this on several occasions. They've given no indication as to when this will be sorted out. And understandable. This is a nasty parasite. So as preppers, we know that how storing water is an essential part of prepping, as is food storage as well, and stockpiling both. But also a means of knowing how to get hold of water, knowing how to filter it, knowing how to purify it, and having the means as well, maybe off-grid, to boil the water. Now, boiling the water isn't the only way to get rid of this particular parasite. There are filters that will do the same. I'm assuming that South West Water are not recommending filters because, one, not everyone's going to have it, whereas pretty much everyone will have the facility to boil water. And they're probably not willing to pay out for water filters for everybody. They'd rather them foot the bill to boil the water. However, that said, the water filters that we talk about on videos quite a lot, I've got a Sawyer mini water filtration system, which I'll talk about in a second. I have talked about this before, and in fact I've tested it on camera. We also have the Berkey filters, which are very expensive. They're about £300 to £400, but they filter a lot quicker. They've got a double filtration system in there, and that would also filter out this parasite, as would the Lifestraw. Now, just to put that in context and tell you why I know that, all of these filters range from the size of the filter goes down to about 0.1. In the Sawyer, in this one is 0.1, the Lifestraw is 0.2 microns. The Berkey filter is somewhere in between that, if not even lower. And so the cysts for this parasite are 4 to 6 microns. So these filters are 0.1 and the cysts are 4 to 6 microns. So it stops them getting through. So filtration will work, as will purification tablets as well, will also kill this parasite. So if you're in Devon and you're experiencing this problem, I'm assuming there's there's going to be some preppers among the residents of Devon, and I hope you're not infected with it. I hope you're okay, and if you've got some preps aside, hopefully you'll have some kind of water filtration or some purification tablets. So there is another filter as well called the British Berkefeld filter, which I've come across, and I've checked that out, and that's also perfectly suitable for filtering out this kind of Cryptosporidium parasite, and that is I think it's on Amazon at the moment for about £145, so it's about half the price, if not a bit less than half price of the Berkey filter, so a lot cheaper. I'll put some links in the description. The other thing that's not been mentioned a great deal is, you've got these poor people that have to boil their water. What about washing? If you're getting 6 litres a day, I'm assuming that's a person, so you need 4.5 litres absolute minimum, which is a gallon. Then you've got to wash with that. You've got to wash dishes, you've got to wash clothes, you've got to shower with it. You absolutely would not want to risk, and again I've looked into this, you would not want to risk having Cryptosporidium infected water through your shower, because it could get in through the nose, mouth, eyes, and any open cuts as well. It's pretty small, not small enough obviously to get through those filters, but it's small enough to get through your shower head, and could infect you that way. Also washing clothes, although there's no evidence to suggest that this parasite could infect somebody on their body touching cloth material. If you're handling wet clothes having just been washed and you've got an open wound or something like that, or a low immune system for some reason, then this could infect you as well. So ideally you want to be using bottled water or filtered water for absolutely everything, or just move to someone who's out of the area. It's probably the easiest. And then I was sort of thinking, well, what about disinfecting afterwards? So once this is all sorted out, remember, you've got people with storage tanks, they've got hot water tanks, they'll have possibly pipe work, taps, shower heads, and again, I've looked into this, all of that would need to be fully decontaminated and disinfected, and then also afterwards they would have to be tested, and that's going to be no small cost for the thousands of residents that are apparently affected. So I'm assuming the water company, although they've offered anything from £15 to £100 compensation to these people, which is disgusting in my view, it should be a hell of a lot more than that, especially when they've got no end date or no date as to when this is going to be sorted out. You've also got all of that flushing out of the system as well. Who's going to do that? Who's going to pay for it? How are they going to do that? So this is a big event, and as I say, it's regional, but this seems to be happening more and more. You've got infrastructure breaking down all over the place. In my town where I work, there's just tons of roadworks. They're just shutting roads left, right and centre and digging holes, and it's always either Southern Water, the gas, or it's always the utilities, and it's all because of infrastructure problems that they're repairing. So it might not necessarily take, for instance, this incident in Devon, it hasn't taken a grid down situation to shut off the water supply. Even if there was a grid down problem and you've got no hospital to go to, then you've got some serious problems. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't necessarily have to be a national event to be a massive catastrophe for one particular household. In this case, thousands. So really just wanted to cover that. Just wanted to put in the water filtration aspect of it. If you are anywhere in the country as well as Devon and you're coming across this particular parasite, Cryptosporidium, look it up, and you'll see that you'll be able to filter it out as well. So you don't necessarily have to boil water and have the extra expense of boiling the kettle every time or waiting for water to cool down just so you can have a glass of cold water. There's other ways of getting rid of this, and I'm assuming that's why they haven't suggested it. It's because it all costs money. What these companies are like, they don't want to pay out any money. So also, if you are affected by this particular crisis down in Devon, please let us know. If you're watching this, let us know in the comments where you're already prepped, or what are you going to do going forward? Have you had any other information that you can help other people out with? I'd be interested to know. But again, it was also just to reiterate the importance of having all the basics prepped and squared away, and I've got a video coming up which will be talking about why this is absolutely important right now. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and stay prepared.